guys, welcome to my channel, Chantilly's Kitchen Hop, and I'm your host, CHANTILLY'S, and my channel is dedicated to gluten-free, vegan recipes and lifestyle. And today I'm sharing with you guys pumpkin oatmeal bars. Super moist, delicious, a little decadent with some chocolate chips and other goodies in there. So if you guys would like to learn how to make these, make sure you stick around. And if you like what I'm doing, hit that like button and subscribe. See you in a sec, guys. Bye. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Chantilly's Kitchen Hop. I'm your host, CHANTILLY'S, and today I have another healthy, good one for the new year, but you won't know, and it's a good sweet treat. We're doing pumpkin oatmeal bars. Good for breakfast, lunch, snacks. They're super yummy. Oh, they're moist, delicious. And then I packed them with a little bit of extra treats, which you guys can do, or if you are trying to be super healthy, you can always leave them off. But let's go ahead and get started. And I actually think we're on number 38 today. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. As you know, I usually forget this step, so let's go ahead and preheat our oven to 350. And I actually already have mine going because it is chilly and snowing in parts of Arizona today, so I had no problem turning that on early. And one extra step that we do need to do ahead of time, just about 15 minutes, which honestly is usually pretty easy when you're baking. By the time you get everything else, you know, brought out and stuff, you're good to go. We're actually going to try a flaxseed egg today. So you just want some ground flax meal. You're going to do a tablespoon of that, and then 3 tablespoons of water, and then you want to just whisk it together a little bit, and then you're going to set it to the side for about 15 minutes. It just helps the the water starts getting absorbed and gets more of a gelatinous texture to it, so it's really getting that egg texture that we want. So we got that set aside, and then since we're gonna have waited our 15 minutes, let's go ahead and get the rest going, guys. So just go ahead and we're really only gonna need one medium to large mixing bowl. Doesn't have to be like the ginormous one, so medium's pretty good. And we're going to start with half a cup of pumpkin puree. Now, not pumpkin pie filling, just 100% pumpkin puree. So that will make a difference because we are trying to keep this healthy. There's actually no processed sugars or refined sugars in this one. So this is trying to stay on that side. So just make sure that you do pumpkin puree. And we got half a cup. And then to that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and you do want to make sure it's melted room temperature. Also, other important thing, make sure that your pumpkin puree is not cold, because as soon as that coconut oil touches it, it's going to clump up, and that's not going to be successful for our recipe. So let's go ahead and get 2 tablespoons of that. And then our sweetener for this one, we're doing 2 different ones. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of 100% just regular maple syrup. I got mine at Sprouts. It's the organic one. You can find maple syrup almost anywhere. Just make sure it's actually maple syrup. A lot of them do try to put corn syrup and stuff in there. So, and we want 3 tablespoons of that, I said. Right, get that. And then we're going to do 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar. I actually don't remember where I got this one. So coconut sugar actually has a lower glycemic index, so it's better for diabetes and just keeping your overall sugar intake down a little bit. It's still sugar, but it is a healthier form of sugar, if that makes any sense. So we're doing 3 tablespoons of that. And let's go ahead and add in our flax egg to this mix. Scrape the sides. Always got to scrape the sides. So this was just 1 flax egg. So that's 1 tablespoon to 3 tablespoons of water. So if you want to double this, just make sure you double that part as well. And then we're also going to be adding a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just give this a good mix up. It'll honestly mix up pretty quick and easy because most of the stuff in there is already liquid. So really we're just kind of trying to get that coconut sugar dissolved and mixed around and stuff. See? Super easy. Give you guys kind of a peek at what it looks like. Kind of looks like baby food actually, but don't worry, it's gonna get delicious. Okay, and then just right on top of this, I like this part because we're only doing one bowl, so that means less dishes. Always gotta like that. We're gonna do 1 1/4 cup rolled oats, quick oats. I would stick with those two. The steel cut sometimes they just don't quite get moist enough. They won't cook all the way through. But if that is what you have, go ahead and toss them in there. But just know that it's going to be a little bit probably grainier texture. You're going to know that there's oatmeal in it. Where the rolled and the quick oats really absorb all the moisture and they cook while they're in there. So it's really yummy, really moist. These are super good. You can't overindulge in them then. It's probably, always kind of a thing, but they are on the healthier side. See, and then next, we're going to do 1/4 cup of coconut flour and 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of the gluten-free flour mix. So, I'll get you guys a pick. So, I actually just got this one at Fry's. It's the Simple Truth Organic. It's just 100% coconut flour, which is gluten-free, vegan. Just it helps absorb some of the moisture and just gives a really good texture to it. But if you don't have that, you can just do all gluten-free all-purpose flour, so it's totally up to you guys what you have, but I would really recommend trying the coconut flour if you have any, or almond flour too would be really good, but just know that is going to up your fat, so if you are trying to keep an eye on that, do know that. So, like I said, it's 1/4 cup and 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons, which I know sounds really weird, but it is kind of important. It just really helps to make sure these don't turn out too moist. You do want them to cook in the center, so the extra 2 tablespoons really does kind of make a difference. So that's just my side note there, I guess. Let's see, and then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Yeah, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I don't have this one memorized yet. And we're going to do also 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. But it's always important to probably tell you guys what I actually have in my hand, huh? 1/2 teaspoon of that. We're also going to do 1/2 teaspoon of the xanthum gum or agar gum, or the one I have, which is actually neither. It's just a tapioca potato starch. So it just really helps to get these just to fluff a tiny bit. Since they are bars, we don't really need them to fluff too much. So if you don't have this or don't want to add it, you can actually omit this one too. So just 1/2 teaspoon for that guy. And then I know I'm forgetting something. No, actually I'm not. Okay, so we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And switch this out, we're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And also 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. And then the last one is we want 1/8 teaspoon of some kosher salt. So let's go ahead and do 1/8 teaspoon. Which really is just a pinch if you don't even want to measure it. You can just, I remember a lot of times that's how my mom would do it. Okay, make sure we got everything. Okay, I do. So what I like to do is just this little top part right here. I just kind of mix that a tiny bit to get the baking soda and the flour just a little bit, but it's not too important with this one. Do that and then get our wooden spoon and just give this guy a good mix up. And it's gonna thicken up, so don't worry about that. It's kind of like when you do cookie dough, but not quite as thick. But you'll notice all the flour starts to disappear. You don't really have to mix it too much, which is another nice thing about this. The moisture just really absorbs all the dry stuff. Okay, so if you guys want, you could leave it at this point, but I want to add some extra stuff into mine. So for suggestions to help keep these on the healthy side, but also make them just a little extra yummy, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of dried cranberries, 2 tablespoons of vegan chocolate chips, 2 tablespoons of crushed walnuts, and 2 tablespoons of vegan white chocolate chips. I do have to show you guys, I just found this, and I have to admit, I've already eaten a fourth of this container in probably like 4 days. But the brand is Baker's Choice, and they do have a kosher, gluten-free white chocolate chip, and oh my god, it's so yummy. So forewarning, it's very yummy and addictive, but I've been so happy to have it. I'm gonna definitely start adding it to a lot more of my baked goodies. So we're just gonna dump all of those in there and then mix it up. And then if you guys don't like any of those ingredients that I put in, you could always just do just the chocolate chips. You could do nuts, you could do dried berries. You could even do some fresh berries in here for sure. So it's just kind of preference at this point, but I wanted to kind of make them like the, the granola bars that you buy at the store, but they're actually healthy, and these actually have some fiber, no processed sugar like I was saying, except for, the little tiny bit that is in the chocolate chips, but, we're not going to count those. Then, let's just get our 8x8, a good one to use, or 9x9 if you have a longer one. That works too. Just know I can't talk right now. The cooking time will probably be lower because it'll be thinner. So just keep an eye on it, and just know that, because a lot of times I don't feel like washing a certain pan or something. So I do cook stuff in not recommended or other stuff sometimes. So and we're just gonna plop it in there. It'll plop, and then we're gonna kind of get it off the spoon, and then we're gonna press it around with a spatula. You're not like pushing hard on it, but we're just kind of getting rid of any like little air pockets, and so yummy, and spreading it around and stuff. So. And you'll notice it actually does move around pretty easy for you, so just trying to smooth it around and make sure it's evenly distributed so it does cook nice and even. And what's also nice with this, with it being oatmeal based, you don't have to grease, you don't have to line. Your pan is just straight in there, so I do like that too. When there's less steps, I'm always happier. Got it pushed in there, give you guys kind of a peek. So, it's not super thick, it will raise a little bit. And then just to be a little extra bad, I'm actually going to toss a few extra chocolate chips on top of mine. And really, we're not adding that much extra sugar and fat and stuff with the chocolate chips. It's just a little bit, so you get that extra little yummy bite and stuff. And you could even throw nuts or the dried fruits on top too, like I'm doing instead of chocolate chips, if you do actually want to keep it healthy like I'm claiming these are. I'm just kidding, guys. So after these are done like this, we're going to bake them for about 25 minutes. Mine did end up taking about 30, so I would peak on them probably about 22, just, everybody's ovens, they cook a little bit different, so you're never quite sure. So I always kind of give it about a 10-minute range sometimes when I cook stuff, because your oven might be very different than mine. So how you really start to know is the edges will start to brown, and it'll actually start to lift away from the sides a little bit, and then it's nice and done. Stick your fork or toothpick in there, knife or toothpick, and if they come out clean, you're good to go. And then just straighten the pan, let them cool for about a half an hour to an hour, and cut them in little bars. You'll get about 16. Give you guys an idea. Look how good those are. I ended up eating I ended up eating probably about 4 of these yesterday, but they're healthy, so that's okay, right? So that's our recipe for the day, guys. Really good, easy one. I feel like probably pretty easy to do. You can play around with it, and if you don't like pumpkin, you could actually do banana instead of the pumpkin. Just do one overripe banana. It'd be just as delicious. Kind of play around with it. I hope you guys really like this one. This is a new favorite of mine. I actually just came up with it the other day, so this is a brand new one to add. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Gonna try to share some of these if there's any left, so let's keep our fingers crossed. And also make sure you guys go check out my YouTube channel, because in case you don't get a watch on here, I've been loading more content on there at Chantilly's Kitchen Hop, so nice and easy to find, same name. Just go on there, give it a like and a subscribe too, and you guys will know when I load up new videos. So hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week, guys. Bye!